Now, a major driver of investment in Europe is access to the single market, creating jobs and growth, as well as enabling businesses to operate easily across borders. But the single market also presents opportunities beyond business. In this special report, we went to Brussels to learn more about the far-reaching impact of the single market for consumers, entrepreneurs and young people alike.
Brussels is at the heart of the European Union and its single market, a trading bloc that brings together 28 nations as well as 500 million consumers and allows people to live, work, retire, travel, study and do business all freely without borders.
Well, the single market's not an abstract concept. It's really very concrete. It's based on 4 pillars: free movement of goods, free movement of services, free movement of capital, and free movement of people. And what does that mean? That means the consumer in one member state has access to goods which are produced and can be exported from any of the other member states in the European Union. It means with respect to services that you can look for services, shipping services, legal services, or whatever from other member states. In terms of free movement of capital, it means, for instance, if you're a small business looking for financing, you can look for the best interest rates, the best financing opportunities. And with respect to free movement of people, it means you can look for the best job that's available in any one of the other member states. And it means for those of us in business, when we're looking for talent, we can look beyond one country to a continental-wide talent market and get the best talent that we need in business.
The single market is 25 years old this year, and according to an economic study commissioned by AmCham EU, each year the EU's GDP is 1.7% higher as a result of integration, which amounts to 250 billion euros per year. And as member states' economies have become more closely aligned, there have been important gains for EU citizens. Monique Goyons is Director General of BEUC, the European Consumer Organization.
Well, it is important to note that as a consumer it has also brought a lot of benefits, not only as being the receiver of products and services, but you have also the right as a consumer to travel freely throughout the European Union. You always take that for granted, but it was not the case a few years ago. And as a traveler, you're being protected everywhere in the same way as domestically. And I can use my smartphone without any hesitation, because thanks to the EU, the telecom operators have to charge roaming like at home. They cannot charge any additional fees, and that's a great victory for consumers.
But despite the many benefits brought about by the single market, it's not complete and remains a work in progress. Leonard Kroschwitz told me that while it's never been a better time for entrepreneurs in Europe, more needs to be done to create a level playing field for business startups.
So we've seen an amazing growth of startups in the recent years. There's statistics that say we have 800,000 startups in Europe, and these startups together employ 4.5 million Europeans. So when we design the rules for a strong single market, perhaps we can think of ways how to really think small first, how to get some sort of a startup reflex. When we think of new rules, we ask ourselves, well, how does this affect a small, fast-growing company?
And many argue the single market still has considerable further potential and unseized opportunities in services, in research, and in digitization.
Some people are talking about the 5th freedom, and that is of data, that is of information. Data knows no boundaries. We're living in a worldwide web, and it's a worldwide web. And to impose boundaries on the free movement of data within the European Union is counterproductive, it's counterintuitive, and it's against the interests not only of business, but also of consumers.
Recent events such as Brexit means the single market in many ways needs stronger and louder champions than ever before. The European Youth Forum is the biggest youth-led movement in the world and empowers young people and their organizations to have a voice on the European stage.
Young people don't know about borders. We are the pro-European generation by birth, so we know that thanks to Europe, European Union and the single market, we can have education experience in every member state thanks to the Erasmus program. We can find jobs in every member state. But the most important is that when we take decisions for the future of the single market, young people are put at the heart of the decision making. We need to take decisions with the people affected by them, so let's youth up the single market.
At testing times for Europe, it may be easy to lose sight of the long-term vision. AmCham EU believes that while there's still work to be done, it's crucial to stand up for the achievements of the single market. For fragmentation would be detrimental to Europe's competitiveness, its influence in a global economy, and ultimately the well-being of its citizens.